Peace, family. Peace, family. How we feeling? How we feeling? We good? We focused? Are we focused? Do you feel the shift happening within? Do you feel it? Is it changing the way you look at yourself and look at the world? Is it making you appreciate the world? I mean, outside right now. Heat's starting to pick up, isn't it, family? Starting to pick up. Even when they cover the sky, it's still 75 right now. Today we're going to get into a few topics. Before I get into it, I always got to plug the company because you need products to elevate if you're not elevating. Plant medicine, really, it can help, and it does help. Clears you out. So I'm going to put that right there. Okay. I don't know how much time we got left. In this state, which is a good thing for us, but I don't know how much time we got left. It seems to be a system inside of many of us that's just making us act. Whatever you got to act at is making us act. We're able to see now what we have to do. And if you sit out in that sun for more than an hour when you get the sun, watch how you feel later that night. This is a new sun kicking off or a new energy coming from the sun right now. I don't care if it's the same one. All I know is when the sun is out, we need to be out. We need to be out. Been given false goals by a false being, chasing something that's not even real. All this time, not even real. Whew. How has everybody been feeling lately? How has your body been responding lately? Lack of hunger, body aches, have they went away, increased energy? What have you been feeling these days? So you can let the other chosen people know that it's not just them. Sometimes you have to let people know what you're going through as well. So the other ones who feel like they're alone, because we're scattered, are able to relate. They don't feel like they're so alone now when you tell them what's happening with you as well, and not being afraid to express yourself and what's going on, because you're on a channel right now where everybody pretty much sees what we're talking about. You don't find this channel until you really see what's going on or feel it somewhere inside of your physical body. So today we're going to do a few things. We're going to talk about chosen ones in relationship. We're really going to get deep with this one because I know a lot of us are going through it, or chosen ones trying to get into relationships. Whew, man. I think this is one of the biggest deterrents for a chosen one going to the next level. I really do. Because I'm going to tell you, if you're with a person who locks you down, then you need to really be aware of how important this relationship is comparable to your ascension process. You have to be able to choose. If you're with somebody who's making you have a choice, you already know it inside of you, but I'm going to give you some things that can happen if you don't express yourself, because your expression is tied to your gifts, right? You don't have to be speaking languages to be projecting power. If you are power yourself, if you're like a light beam, whatever you say, whenever you say it is going to touch people because you're open. So you're expressing the conduit that's activated, which is in within. If you're not activated, your expression doesn't mean anything besides maybe the words that have the power, but you don't give those words any more power because you're locked down. And one of the first things that you should think about if you are locked down is, are you with a partner that does not take accountability for what it is he or she does? Now, if this person doesn't take accountability, I'm sure this person has tried to gaslight you many times when, as a chosen one, going through the realms, going through the frequency shifts, You know, you can see things they can't see yet. So you try to express yourself because you're trying to show them love, but they gaslight you. Now, if you're still with this person, you're just like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But let me tell you what happens when you do that. When you're around somebody and that person is continuing to hurt you, siphon you, take your light. Part of your light is your ability to express yourself and be okay with that, or be around people who don't mind your expression, especially if it causes them to look inside themselves. But if you're with an individual who does not want to look inside themselves and they won't let you express, then they shut your throat chakra down, because you know you have something to say. Every single time you see them, you have something to say, but you're afraid to say it because you don't want to deal with it. But you also don't want to be out of the relationship, because many times we don't know what's on the other side of that, especially if we have kids with them or we've been with them for a long time. So we just deal with it. But what happens is that shuts your gifts down. See, the throat chakra is a way to cleanse your body by expressing yourself. When you don't express yourself, you hold on to that which is created, is turning into trauma now, because by not expressing yourself with the person, you're dealing with trauma. Trauma by holding on to your power. And it's manifesting and turning into something else, such as sickness. There was this plant medicine that we did years ago to get us ready for a high level experience called Cambo. It was toad venom. And Cambo will purge you from trauma and physical, but you will also purge trauma. Now, what does trauma look like if it's held in the body? Trauma is green, trauma is red, trauma is yellow, and trauma is blue. And you hold on to this information and it affects your physical body. But not just that, family, it locks your DNA down too. Because if all of your chakras are not pulsating, if they're not all activated, based off of the one that cleanses the rest of them by speaking, sound frequencies, vibrations, constantly every single time you speak. But if you're holding on to your vibrations, you're going to lock your gifts down. And this person that you're staying with that refuses to grow shuts you down. They shut you down, family. Now, as a chosen one, you're supposed to be on your mission. And you only should be around other people that are on their missions. Right? All chosen ones are not on the front lines as well. Many of us chosen ones require help as well. And sometimes those chosen ones are chosen to help us on this journey, because that's not easy as well. But as chosen ones on the mission, we have to observe the individual that we're around, asking ourselves, are they on a mission of self-discovery? Because if it's individual that you're with is not on a mission for self-discovery, and you continue to discover yourself, you're going to discover how much this person isn't for you, because they haven't discovered themselves yet. So they're still the same person that you were with when you got with them. You see? And then you become separated in frequency inside the same household. So if you are going here and you're always sharing your things you got going on or whatever it is, and this person can never share anything, nothing they learned or anything like that, the person subconsciously, they begin to develop resentment for your growth. And by the resentment for your growth, you can feel it. You might not want to share it all with them. You might want to hide it. Now you're dimming your light for a person who hasn't found their light. And that person can also hold you back. Does this resonate with anybody? Because the chat is quiet today. The chat is quiet today. It's quiet in here. Glesokarastir bofikiritst. Quiet. Is this hitting y'all? Because y'all quiet today. I just want to know. Am I on to something here, family? I'm looking at the comments. Looking at the comments. Now, you have experienced my dragon language, correct? My dragon language is physically activating people right now. And many other individuals' light language is doing the same thing. But the dragon language or the language of myself, which is the ancestors as well, would not have been able to come out if I was not afraid to speak daily in my personal life. So the next person who asks me, how do I learn the language? There are ways to make the language come out, but you do not learn the language. You cannot read a book for the language. It is the book of you, and you're going to have to learn how to read that book. Because if you are around somebody and you are not able to express yourself truly to this person, you physically feel like it's a weight on you. And you feel it every time you're around this person because you know they're doing something. You know they're not doing something, and you really want to say it. And it's just really you exercising your love. You're exercising love to them. But because they have not looked at themselves deep enough, they do not view it as love. They view it as judgment. They view it as an attack. This is what they do. You see? So you got to watch out for that. Your relationships I'm not talking about sexual relationships. You can have a friend, and your friend is your best friend, and you want to tell your friend something because you've done your shadow work, you've gotten this knowledge, but this person that you love is going down a dark path, and you know what's happening with their timeline because as your abilities come online, you can begin to see the future, actually see the future. But if you told your friend that, your friend would think you're crazy because you telling your friend you can actually see the future. And the friend has not done self-discovery, has not read any metaphysical books, has not themselves traveled there. You can't get through to them. Their consciousness is too low, so cognitive dissonance happens and they attack you. By attacking you and you trying to now defend yourself just by helping them, after the conversation is over, because in order for this person to vibe with you, you had to drop your frequency to get to them. And as a high vibing being that is trying to vibe high, we don't want to drop our frequency too low because it sets us back on our mission. We're like a bull with the horns heading to our ascension. But when you're around people who constantly drain you, you slow that up. And I feel like a lot of us are dealing with this or have dealt with this, are going to deal with this with friends, with family, with spouses, whatever it may be. Anybody you decide to spend time with, family, it is real right now. And the matrix, as we are breaking it apart by more of you activating, are going to test us at every turn. And they will corrupt those around you with low consciousness to attack you. So you can go ahead and be an empath and love everybody in the world if you want to, or keep them close to you. You're going to wind up paying for that, especially if you're a true chosen one. Now, if you're not a true chosen one, you probably got tons of friends, all y'all have the same type of conversations, and you're probably the number 6 or 5 of your friends. But too many chosen ones don't really keep people that close to them, because when we start to travel down and get this information, there's not many people we can have conversations with. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe that. Really? A true chosen one? Yeah. And then let's talk about meeting other chosen ones, because this is a topic that we really haven't talked about yet. Meeting other chosen ones sometimes be an issue too, because a chosen one still is somebody on their path. And sometimes a chosen one may think they know it all, so they won't take advice from another chosen one, female or male at times. And some of these chosen ones are weirder than the people who are NPCs. So you got to watch them too, because some chosen ones are masking as chosen ones. They know all the information. They're pretending to do all the shadow work. They're showing you who you want them to, who they want you to see. That's what they're showing you, right? Who they want you to see. So you have to really read their energy as well, because a lot of chosen ones are fake chosen ones masquerading as chosen ones. And the way you can tell is how they're living their life and what they're doing and the results that they're getting from their life. See, chosen ones get results, or chosen ones endure until the results come. I'm going to say it again. Chosen ones get results, or they endure until the results come. If this person is quitting at every given turn on their mission, then they're not a chosen one. Because chosen ones are real spiritual warriors that don't quit no matter what. That's why they've been anointed as chosen ones. Spiritual warriors are beings that continue to elevate inside of this realm, knowing that whatever happens for them is for them, not to them. And they never quit, no matter how much they may complain. Their actions really show who they are. Do they ever quit? Are they getting results from their mission? What's around them right now? Who's responding to them right now? Because when your light comes on, your soul family will find you only when you operate in your authentic self with no fear. A lot of people say, how do I find my tribe? How do I find my tribe? You find your tribe by being your authentic self. That's how you find your tribe. That's how you find it. Family, be your authentic self. You will find it's very difficult. Because now you got to say what's on your mind. Now, I'm not saying be ignorant or disrespectful to people. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are around people who cannot be told about themselves, then you shouldn't be around them, because as you raise your level of awareness, you're going to see everything. And you're not going to want to be around individuals who are damaging themselves or damaging you by damaging themselves. So you're going to have to say what's on your mind or have to separate from them, because they're going to drop you in frequency. You're going to be going through an inner war every single time you're around them. And you're going to hate yourself for it, because it's slowing you up right now. And because you don't believe in yourself, that your spirit family really provides for you and has your back, they won't provide for you because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in them. So why would they even believe in you? You ever realize when you're on your mission? You ever realize when you're really doing what you're supposed to do, you don't worry about anything when you're really on your mission? You don't worry about loss. You don't worry about pain, because you know if you have your last dollar at the last moment, something's going to happen and you're going to get your money. You're going to be able to pay your bill because you're divinely protected. But you have to believe the fact that you're divinely protected. Sometimes put yourself by yourself so you can prove to yourself that you know who you are and you'll be good no matter what. Sometimes you got to sleep in the car if it means that you don't got to sleep in a bed with a demon. Who wants to sleep in a bed with a demon? You realize that when you go to sleep with a demon, you get demonically attacked. You realize when you sleep with a demon, you're demonically possessing yourself by entering it or being entered into. You know what I'm saying? You ever have weird dreams when you're with that person, and then when you're without that person, your dreams are just fine. You're learning things from. But when you're with that person, your dreams are weird, or you feel like you're under attack, or you feel like there's a weight on you. Do you ever feel like that? See? You ever feel like that? When you exercise your throat chakra, just by speaking in your truth, your systems come online, and even if you speak like this, you'll begin to activate people. People are telling me now that when I speak to them regular, like English, they're beginning to activate, feel things happening in their body. The voice is a projection of within. Your real soul is beginning to come out. Many people out here are not speaking with their real soul. They're just talking. They're just using sound. But their soul is not, it's not echoing out as well to people. So when you speak the truth feels good. Now, doesn't the truth does things to you, doesn't it? It lets you know what you've been telling yourself, or whispering to yourself at least. It lets you know. The good old truth. Feels good. It feels right to hear the truth. You see? It feels right. Many of you have gifts that are waiting to come online, but they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to come online. Oh, because you believe that you have to explain yourself to everybody that is not on your frequency to prove to them you're right, so you don't feel crazy. You like, come on, family. Speak your truth. But do not let people drop you on frequency because they do not understand what's happening right now on this planet. We all know something's happening. People are choosing not to see because they realize they're behind a little bit. And there's a lot of work to be done when you just wake up now. Many of us have been on a journey for years, and we've been waiting, being called conspiracy theorists, being shunned by our families, being the black sheep, developing ourselves, choosing that journey so we could be isolated, because we knew that being around those people wasn't good for us. Before we got here, we knew we had to choose people that made us want to leave. because we had to be the one to break generational curse. So we chose them. But you also chose missions, side missions, front missions, initiations. What's today's date? March 15th, 2024. I'm going to hear a message from Coach Reg that lets me know that this thing I have to do. And if I listen to the message from Coach Reg, this thing that I know I have to do is done, I'm going to get my gifts. Boom, boom, boom. Your higher self sees the whole thing and says, that's when I have to be initiated. When I know there's something so difficult for me to do that I make any excuse not to do it. But when I do it, I get my gifts. And then I look back on the situation and say, I'm glad I did it. What else do I need to do? Because it's a ripple effect of change that occurs in your life when you do the things that are difficult and they work out for you. You develop confidence. But how do you ever develop confidence when you don't make the move in the first place? How do you develop confidence when you don't even try your luck? You're in a game called life. It's an actual video game. These trials, this Ascension, all a video game. Fun. So if you understand you're in a video game, you know that there are levels because you've been taught through video games that you have to get through levels, and each level is more difficult than the other one. You wouldn't even like the video game if all levels were the same. You wouldn't like it. This is why when you're in your life and you're not moving levels and you're doing the same thing over and over again, you begin to get depressed. Depression is the soul trying to get back on point. Say, wait a second, you off. That's not what I'm here for. I set in this body that when I don't move, I'm bored. You have to constantly move, constantly create, constantly do. That is true fun for the spirit. Constant ascension. But when you're around somebody who's not doing that, you feel funny for your ascension. You begin to feel ascension guilt. You feel ascension guilt. Has that ever happened to anybody? Has that ever happened? Ascension guilt? It's like a person who is successful in the family. They may have gotten a lot of money or whatever it may be. And they feel guilty for having that money because they're the ones who made it out. Well, spirit, you're the one who made it out too, aren't you now? You made it out, didn't you? And by making it out, and you're watching people that you love still be in it, and you hang around them, you begin to dim your light because you know that you're the only one that made it out. And by reminding them you made it out, they will gang up on you. They can. Or you feel their reluctance to want to hear what you have to say, or they try to change the subject because it's over their heads, right? So you feel guilty for knowing this information, so you're quiet around them. But you know you want to express yourself. You want to speak. You want to speak like, listen, you're a melanated God. You are the queen of this earth. You are the protector of this nation, and you want to tell them. You realize what you're eating is terrible for your melanin, right? And the reason why you're out here complaining right now about getting sick is because you're eating that. Here we go. Or the reason why you go outside in the sun and you have this skin tone and it burns you is because your melanin is toxic. It's corrupted. And you want to tell them that, but they don't believe you. They don't want to hear you. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're too serious. You're radical. You're all these words that make them feel okay with rejecting you. But you still choose to be around them when you know you got to separate, when you know you have to step back, when you know you have to love them from a distance by loving yourself. Because if they're your bloodline, by saving you, you save them anyway. But you have to keep your distance from them. See them in small spurts. Because there's nothing real you can speak, and you no longer have small talk. You no longer reminisce. You no longer talk about sports. And when you're dealing with a person who hasn't really stepped into this power of what's going to happen in this planet, you can't talk about anything else but the ascension and what's going to happen or what's happening inside of you, because you're so excited you found yourself, but they haven't. And it makes you sad, but it makes you dim your light still. And if you're living with them, if you're living with them. Ooh, man. Society has made us feel real guilty for getting divorces and leaving each other out here. Even if the person is stepping on our ascension necks and just give you, because society rules you and you're afraid. Your ascension is paramount. But you've been tricked by society. Wedlock. The word wedlock. Man. And some people who get married that are too young. This guy would show me up. Okay, so look. A man shouldn't get married at all in this system. I'm going to tell you that right now. And nor should a woman either. Not in this system. But if you happen to be with an individual, right? Man, this system here, just this system. If you happen to be with an individual, you should not be with an individual long term until the man is past 33. Past 33. Around the 33rd year, us men really get to know who we are. And in the 20s, if you're a woman that isn't getting body counts or having fun and partying, you should get an older man that really has his head together, because a lot of young men just want to sow their oats in you. So you should get somebody who's older and more mature so they can teach you something. Because if you're with a man and you refuse to be taught by him, it's very difficult to be with that man, especially if he's vibing high. And if you're a man with a woman refusing to be a leader of yourself, it's very difficult for her to follow you if you're not leading yourself. You know? It's very difficult. So in relationships, when you're with chosen ones or you're meeting chosen ones, you need to really ask very difficult questions. But you're able to ask these questions because you've already been asking yourself these questions the whole time. But when you get with certain people, you can tell real quick where their level of ascension is based off of the questions that are being answered by what you're asking. And if you're already with a person and you're continuing to rise, and you got with them when you were young, you know, this person could be the same person that you were with when you were 24, but now you're 36, but they got the same habits. So what do? Do you stay with a person that is not ascending over years and years and years? Or do you walk away for your imminent ascension? What's more important, this relationship or your ascension? And either way is your choice on this journey. But if you know that you want something more to happen in your life, you want to become something better, you want to ascend, you want to vibe with the planet, what you going to do? But watch out for ascending with somebody who's not ascending and they get jealous of you. You try to share your good news with them and you can feel like they don't give a damn, or they're like, oh, again, another manifestation. Here he goes again. Here she goes again. Another manifestation. Boo-hoo. Yeah. Like that. And you can feel that coming off them, even if they're like, oh, I'm happy for you. Oh, yeah. See, it's good to share ascension with each other while we're both ascending, because we're both on a journey learning and we're both teaching each other. See? A man should learn from a woman and a woman should learn from a man. We have things we can teach each other. But if you're not teaching yourself, how are you going to help me? You know? What if they are your not even just your past life karma, your current life karma? A lot of us have karmic soulmates. You see? Karmic soulmates. And this person is here to teach you a lesson about yourself. Oh yes, we get those too, family. Karmic soulmates. Put you through hell. But guess what? You become somebody better because of what you went through to this person. This person may be here to teach you how to love or to get your heart broken. It happens. That happens too. And somebody said their diet should be similar. I do believe if you're on a path of enlightenment, you should be equally yoked. How are you going to be in the same house with somebody and you're not equally yoked? Like my biggest thing about us in this, I'm not even going to say spiritual community. I'm not going to say conscious community. I'm just going to say us that have a level of awareness that we have. How, man, because I'm realizing certain things too. Wow. I just got a download. I'm trying to process that download in the middle of me talking. Downloads. Let that just process real quick. But I know a lot of you are going through this right now. Unequally yoked in the same household. How are you going to have all this knowledge? You can memorize every book in the world. You can memorize all these books. You know how to do all these things. But you're still unhappy in your relationship. How? You mean tell me you got all this knowledge, but you're not using it? Applied knowledge is power. Not having knowledge, applying the application of knowledge is now power. You see? Tangible things you can do with this information. Don't learn the information if it doesn't force you to act. There's no point to just know it. Does it force you to act? Actionable steps. Right? Think about that. It's good to hear things to feel good that you know them. It is good to read things to feel good you know them. But we're in an action year right now. We have to move now. So we must only read things or listen to people that force us to act. Because if they're just telling us things or writing us things to know, you're wasting your time because you're in an action year, a manifestation year. We're in that right now. So if you're in a relationship, you both need to be acting. Stagnant energy slows you down if it's in your household. I have a rule in my household. Everybody in my household needs to be doing something. You're not going to be sitting there. I don't care who you are, whether it's my 2-year-old, my 9-year-old, my 10-year-old, or my 14-year-old. My 10-year-old lives with his mom now. He didn't want to move. You know what I'm saying? And they both got the same mother. My 16-year-old, he's moving. He's making his moves. Because if I am moving, I'm not going to be moving and you're not doing anything. That's like you're hurting me. Your stagnant energy, I feel that physically. So you got to be on your mission, something. I don't care what it is. My son, he's on his mission for basketball. I'll support it if you're making moves. I don't care what it is. Just do something. Because by chasing anything, you eventually will find yourself. Because you'll learn how to chase. You'll learn how to persevere. It don't matter what it is. You got to chase something. It will show you who you are. It will show you if you're a quitter, so you can stop being a quitter. It will show you if you like adversity, so you can like adversity and understand what it is when you get through adversity. Everything will show you something. I don't care what it is you chase. There's no size to chasing right now. You chase something. You don't sit still. That's my rule in my house as the man of the house. Because I'm chasing. And I'm always working. I'm always moving. I got more energy than the youth right now. Because when you're on your purpose and you have passion, the spirit fuels you now, which is infinite. It fuels you. The spirit fuels you, family. So your physical energy is not even a thing. You're not going to be hungry like that because your spirit is feeding you right now. You'll eat. I only eat to get grounded. When I'm vibing high, I have to eat heavier to get grounded because I'm vibing too high right now. I have too much energy. I have to slow down because it's too exciting right now. But if you are, if you are like this and you're around people who just like boom, 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 all day, how does that make you feel when you're like that? How does it make you feel? Like, it makes you feel like boom, boom, boom. It makes you feel like that. So you have to remove that energy or force it to rise. Because if somebody dims my light, I'm going to bite. I'm going to spit fire. And everybody around me knows it. You dim my light, I'm spitting fire. Because I refuse to be stopped right now. And you got to have that mentality. Refuse to be stopped. Totally and utterly, unapologetically. When you move into that energy, watch what the energy does with you. Watch how you activate. You think you're activating now? Imagine moving in your power unapologetically, being afraid of zero things. Imagine. Imagine. Gifts and abilities coming online like no other. Gifts and abilities coming online. Klim gumbaras the kirem, bofikirets the karas the kirem. Floram gumdirets the kirem, blom sikiras sufaraklarasirem. Virim tibian sukerets the kirem, bofikirats the karas the kurum. Vlevaraklaram bofikirim. Tebaram subtirin sikirets the kurum bofis. Levaram gumderets the karast. Movin, zirem cum direts de kirim, florets, kabirum serens de karam cum deleret de kirim, veras de kumbaram, vilezores de kirim cum derets de karas de kurets, vebiram seram, vlirim scum barast, lerem, tebian cliptin cum do serem, Vlevaram gum derets the kirem cum dara su. Right? Right? Come on now. Right? This clears you out. Cleansing language, activating language. The other day I put a video up saying that I can put intentions into my language because we are intention-based beings. Intention-based beings. Have a lot of intention on what we did. And everybody had a different thing they heard. You know why? Because our language is so advanced that the same sound frequency can mean 1,000 different things to 1,000 different beings, but all be the same or different effects. I heard you want me to be a warrior, and that's what you needed to hear. I heard I got to get up and fight. I heard I got to quit my job. And everything will be right on point with what you needed to hear. Because your intent, my intention is to activate in whatever you need to know to activate or however you need to feel to activate. Whether it's a warrior, whether it's a light worker, whether it's whatever it is. One thing can mean 1,000 different things. All at the same time. But if you're not able to tell this person that she wear too much makeup and that's not really sexy because I like to see your real face, and she get mad at you, how are you being truthful to yourself? Because now you got to go outside with somebody who you can't take a picture with because she like a glow up when they wear too much makeup. Or you feel like he should do something with his hair because he's looking crazy right now, and every time you do it, he snaps at you, but you really think he should because you got to be out with him making you look crazy right now. But you can't say that because he can't take it right now, or she can't take it right now. You have to be able to love people beyond their comfortability, if that's a word. I hope it's a word. I don't know if it's a word. I don't care if it's a word. I don't like these words. I don't like them. But you have to be able to be uncomfortable by the person that you're with if they're telling you something you need to hear. If you're not in a position where you can take criticism, then you shouldn't be in a relationship. Because you are a being who needs to grow. Everything that's alive on this earth grows. A tree grows. A plant grows. A fruit grows. A frog grows. Everything grows. We're the only ones in this earth that have the choice to grow or not. And we're the smartest, but we're doing the worst right now, aren't we? Because we refuse to grow. This is why they cut shorten our telomeres so we can live to 120 years, because they knew that if we got past 100, we would start looking at ourselves. So now, because we have shorter lives, we have to be able to grow faster now because we have shorter lives. A lot of people go through these spiritual journeys and we do not want to tell our spouses about it because we know they follow the other thing, the religion. But you have to tell them now because you don't want them to be ignorant too. And when you're in a relationship or in a marriage, you're supposed to grow together. But you can't have two opposing forces in the same house. You're going to always be at war. And to be at war inside of your own home, you're never, ever comfortable. You're always, I know it may be comfortable for you to lay on this bed, but it's not comfortable laying next to a demon. I know it may be comfortable for you to pull in the driveway, but it's not comfortable to hide your spiritual journey from somebody that you know is going to see it anyway. They're all going to see it anyway. Everything that you're talking about and building up to, they're going to see it whether you leave or don't. Why allow them to pull you down if you know they're going to see it anyway? At times, many times, you leaving could have been the thing that pushed that person over the edge to make them rise. And you thought that when you told them these things, they were going to catch it from you, but you were planting seeds for them. And some of us are not okay with just being seed planters. Maybe your only job with this person was to plant the seed. And they got it from somewhere else, but you did your job. Everybody's not going to listen to you. But you just plant the seed to the subconscious mind. When I talk to my kids, I know they don't always absorb it, but I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the mind that processes everything, the subconscious. That heard everything. So even if it's 20 years and the lesson kicks in, right? They remember where they got it from. But it kicked in because they heard it before from somewhere else. You see? A lot of us are seed planters. Part of being a chosen one. Part of being a chosen one. Also, as you increase your light, as your light begins to expand, family, other people who want your chosen light will mimic you to absorb your light. So they'll act like you. They'll talk like you. They'll appear to agree with you and think like you all the time. To drop your guard down and get close to you. All the while, they're munching on your light. They're just like this, yo. Just drinking it. Just drinking it all day, all night, every conversation. Just drinking it. Siphoning your energy, vampire. Siphoning everything from you. You're starting to feel depleted. You're starting to look old. You know? Think about it, family. Think about it. What happened? What they say? Drink some Kangen water. I got tea. I've been on my tea binge lately, family. I've been drinking a lot of tea. I had acupuncture today, so I drank some. You gotta drink a lot of water on acupuncture day, because my shoulder pain won't go away. So I gotta see, maybe it's some energy around there. I gotta get free. Y'all ever looking at acupuncture? Acupuncture is great. I used to do acupuncture all the time. Acupuncture is amazing. You can't move when they got the pins in you, and sometimes they hurt when you hit certain points. But acupuncture is incredible, family. It's incredible. You know? But without digressing too much. Okay. Well, I'm not sick. It's just some shoulder pain, some Ascension stuff. You know, yeah. I drank water from a water ionizer. I used to use Celtic sea salt. Now I use Maris salt from the Maris salt mines in Peru. And I put trace mineral drops in my water. That's what I drink. You see? So yeah. I'll keep you guys posted on. My shoulder already feels a lot better from doing acupuncture today. So it probably was some seeds of energy. As the energy is moving up and down your kundalini, it's like you'll feel it like on the side of your neck, and it goes down here. You'll feel it over there. So yeah, you might want to most definitely try it. Yeah. Where I get my trace mineral drops, it's a company called Trace. I get mine from a company called Trace. It's a blue bottle. A company called Trace. Okay. Yeah. Use magnets. Okay. There's many ways to get the high frequency water. You know, but that's what I do. You know, okay, back to relationship. So it feels good, family, when you can go outside and you can sit in the sun and you look next to you and your partner's there absorbing it too. That is a beautiful feeling. When you can both go outside and appreciate nature. And really, like, she's not doing it or he's not doing it because, you know, he feels guilty or he don't want to hear your mouth or she don't want to hear your mouth. You know, they're doing it because they want to. When you're with a person that's on their journey because they are on their journey and they want to learn and discover, that is one of the greatest feelings of all time. Because now you know that person is living for themselves. And by living for themselves, they can be the best version they can be for you. You enhance the relationship. You enhance the union when you work on yourselves. You enhance it. But when you're inside or when you're outside, grounding, looking in the sun, you got your feet and you lay in the grass and they're looking at you like you crazy. You got to now defend yourself from something that's natural. Hey, you got your shilji today. Good. Let me know how the shilji works out, family. Let me know how that works out. As you know, we ship very quickly. Sometimes the same day, sometimes the next day. We ship very quickly. Okay? On business days, I gotta say that. Okay? But I believe it's time to separate if the person is really holding you back from your ascension. I mean, unless you want to sit on the sidelines when everybody got they gifts. That's what I'm talking about next day. That's what love. Same day. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Same day, next day. Let's go. Customer service is my number one priority. Because you are the customer and you're my number one priority. As, you know, is what it is, family. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, family. Do I sell any root medicines? I mean, the herbs and the roots are in the actual, like, I got burdock root in one of mine, the parasite cleanse. I mean, there's a bunch of roots in there. But I don't sell the root by itself. I find people don't buy it as much as other things. People are more comfortable taking things as capsules, in my experience, owning a supplement company for 9 years now. You know, I've tried, and if anybody followed me in Intensity, you know that we have done many different products. I was just testing things out. If they didn't work, they didn't work. Y'all remember. Sometimes it was there, sometimes it was not. That means it didn't sell good. So I was testing things out. You know? I find that asking people what they want, they really don't want it. Been mad too many times for that. But I learned. You learn lessons. You learn lessons. What's this dragon stuff you talk about? And why is it your passion? Because it is me. When you find out what you are, it's not dragon stuff. It's the primordial language. And why, if you got to speak your own language and you've been speaking somebody else's language, that was meant to constrict you. And then when you speak your own language, it unlocks you. Why wouldn't you be passionate about being unlocked? Why wouldn't you? Maybe you wouldn't, but I am. And I'm not afraid to share it either, because I know what it's doing. Do dragonflies watch over me all the time? Every summer, I see dragonflies sitting right in front of me. I got bumblebees that fly around me, bees that fly around me, frogs that come up to me, turtles, birds, chipmunks. I haven't got the snakes yet. I'm trying to get a fox to come up to me this year. I got a chipmunk though. Yeah. Okay, so Mood, what's his name? Mood Trends. I talked about that already. Of how we understand it, how we understand it. We don't understand, we understand it. It's a different type of but I said it already. In many videos. You must be new here. You know? Yeah, bees. Yeah, they dragonflies. Oh yeah, another one is hawks. Hawks constantly fly around me. Owls are outside my window every morning. It wakes me up in the morning. An owl that I can't ever see, but I know an owl's out there. I'm like, where's the owl? I know he's out there. I hear him, but they're cloaking themselves because owls are very intelligent. You know, I don't like mosquitoes. I don't like them at all. I remember one video I did live and the hawk flew in front of my house and made that noise right at the beginning of the live for y'all so y'all can see. You know, crows is another one. Yeah, crows. Yeah. Does everyone have their own internal No, they don't. Not everybody. No, everybody's not primordial. We all are source, but the origin of how many times our soul is incarnated and how ancient it is not everybody. Everybody's not primordial. You know, some people are pieces to the puzzle, and that's energy too. But some are pieces to the puzzle. Okay, so yeah. Some people have a special mission on the game called Earth. So, you know, it's always good to get with somebody who can support your special mission while they're supporting their special mission, or be on their own special mission as well while you support theirs. Like it is paramount to be with somebody who's on a mission. It is paramount. You're not going to be able to survive if you're with somebody who's not on a mission or any type of mission. You're not going to be able to survive, and you're going to piss yourself off. So you might as well start making plans now. I'm serious. You know, you already know who I'm talking to. You know. Do you think mental health is more complex than people can comprehend, or you think it's a simple fix? Gratitude. I think it's both, depending on the person's mental health at that point. You know, so I don't think it's as complex as people may think it is, though. I think sometimes we go through this mental health stuff because we don't know how to see things from the Godhead. So we see every situation is happening to us, you know, and we don't know how to respond to it because we haven't looked inside of ourselves, or we're afraid to respond to it, like a form of mental paralysis, because you're not moving, so you're not able to like think, so you're talking to yourself in loops. Sometimes those are also parasitical entities too that actually give you those mental health problems because you have parasites on you too, and they cause you to stay stagnant as well. So that too. You know, I also want to talk about something too real quick. We're moving to a space where we will just know things. Many of us have to show you first, right? So everything is not on Google. Everything is not in a book. Some of y'all are going to be outside one day looking at the sun, or it's already happening to you. And because you think a lot already, or you learn a lot, or you're constantly asking yourself these questions, the answers are going to begin to pop into your head without ever reading a book. And you're going to be able to express it so clearly as if you've always known this, and it just came back to you. Many of you are going to begin to have this happen to you. And when you begin to express yourself without having to read anything, people are going to question, like, why are you just making things up? But why would you ever make that up? You have no reason to lie. There's nothing to benefit from knowing this stuff. But we are remembering ourselves. We're putting ourselves back together because we're dismembered. And the way you really remember is if you remember what's already happened inside of your body, which you already know. Your soul has many experiences, many incarnations, so you just don't make things up. Otherwise, don't go to the movies no more because they just made things up too. So why you go supporting that? You support their things that we think they made up, but you don't support your things that just came out of you. We are moving to a time where we know this stuff already. We always did, but more information will begin to come through us. More and more and more. The known answers from the cosmos. Correct, E-Money. Correct. But the more you fear yourself, the more you doubt yourself, the more you are afraid to speak your truth because you're afraid what other people are going to say, or you refuse to surround yourself with individuals who will understand what you are saying, understand what you're saying, overstand what you are saying. Or go online if you can't find them. Because really, if you want to find the right people, just go online and start speaking and watch what happens. Watch who you relate to. And sometimes this could be your only mission. Just get out here and wake them up while you're by yourself until we all remember who we are and we meet up at our spot. I always say to myself, when we really get this, Because in plant medicine experiences, sometimes I happen to go to the future where we actually activate. But what happens on plant medicine is you go there in real time, so you have a difficult time separating this time and that time. And I keep on seeing when it happens and when we have our power to travel through portals or fly, because we could do both. We're going to meet up at a spot because we're going to know what to do. We're going to know what we have to do. And then we're going to clean the earth up because we're going to get back into our power. You know? A lot of you are getting visions either in your dreams or in real time. You're driving in the car and you're just getting a vision of something. You're on a mountain, or your hands may look different, or you're bigger, or you get these visions. And you don't want to share them because you're like, where'd that come from? Now, I know I didn't make that up because I wasn't even thinking about this, but it just came to me. And why would this come to me, and why would it feel so good? Why would it feel so good? How come I know what you're thinking about? How come I know because we're all getting it at the same time? Matter of fact, let's do a little test right now. Has anybody been getting weird visions? Has anybody been having weird dreams? Which one is, out of those two, which one have you been getting? Has it been weird visions on a random or weird dreams? I'll wait. I'll wait. Look at this, family. Look at this, family. How did I know? How did I know? Dreams. Both. But mainly dreams. Dreams. Weird dreams. Both. Dreams. Look at this. Let the chat speak. We're a vision, so randomly is... Look at this. Do y'all see this? Something's happening. Look at that. I like that. High chi, running water. Both. How come we're having the same things happen to us? This wasn't happening to us 10 years ago. What is happening to us now? We are one, correct. We communicate. I'm trying to figure out what we call the system that we communicate on. It is telepathy, yes, but there was something else we called it. I'm gonna find that description of what we called it, but we called it something else. And no matter where we were in the world, we had like walkie-talkies in our brains. It is telepathy, yes, it is. But it was something else that we called it besides telepathy. And we were like, we all knew we because we had the same soul, we are all the same being, separated as superhumans, same being, super cosmic, super whatever we were or are currently, we all could speak on that channel. And nobody could actually speak on that channel. Like when I speak the language, that's a channel for those people who you can understand what it is I'm saying, but you can't put your finger on why you know it. That's a channel. We did that with telepathy too. You see? We did that there as well. You know? Yeah, like Sense 8. Yeah, like that. Like that. Blom stikiret stokoram bokile rasu. Vi karam bofiklet sikirem. Vle saram. Vlom girim kulakumba fitlem sufakiret stokoram. Vle vakumba etikirem stokorem. Vle ram bofikirem verasum. Lerem gum dektura kiret stokorast. Vlavaram gum direct the kiret kumbaras the kiret stu. Vlerezoram cum direct the kirem. Vleveram guet the kirem kularasu forum. Man. Also, I've also noticed on calls that I've been having lately. This is why y'all should book a call. Y'all mess around, activate me with y'all truth. I've noticed that on my last three calls that I've had, by talking to the person And we are family, because most people who book calls with me and really want to talk to me one-on-one, I'm really probably close to, like really a brother or whatever it may be, whatever relationship. It was a relationship there, some type of relationship, whether it was family, cousin, sister, whatever it was. And I'm realizing that when people are beginning to activate just by speaking to me, I'm getting downloads from your activation that's happening real time. That's how I know if you follow my advice, because you begin to start activating me by speaking your truth or whatever it may be. And that's how we're doing that with each other right now. That's why I got to create a group so we can all talk to each other. I'm just so busy I haven't got around doing it yet. You see? So, yeah. Once you begin to activate, you'll begin to activate the other chosen as well. Mirets the kirim mumbara su kires kabiru karamba rakirets the kiram bofirets the karam mires koverizoram florem gumderets the kiram gum. Yeah. But yeah, family. I hope you follow this advice from what I said. I feel like I got my message out. My throat chakra feels cool, balanced. I got it out tonight. I can't hold it in because it affects me if I hold it in. And if you hold it in, it affects you as well. No matter the consequence, no matter the loss that you feel like you may endure when you don't express yourself, it is not greater than the loss that you will endure if you don't. Huh? I'm going to say it again. Whatever I just said. I don't know what I just channeled right now. But all I know is, are you willing to lose your gifts for closing your mouth or gain them for opening them? If I channel throughout the whole video, I just channel. I don't know what I'm saying. I'll just go. Because when it comes out, you don't have to think about it. When language comes out, you don't have to think about it. You just go. You speak your truth. And whatever language you know, you just speak your truth. And don't ever let nobody make you feel bad for speaking it, because you know you're right. Matrix will try to gaslight you, and people who don't do shadow work will try to gaslight you. They will do that. Don't let them gaslight you, because you know you're right. You know it. Absolutely. And a lot of you, it may have seemed like you found me by mistake or I just popped up. That is not true. We were on the same frequency and we were ready to ascend. We all agreed to find each other at certain times, and we can break the matrix whenever we're at that particular point where we have to go to the next level. We found each other. You didn't find me, I found you. We are family. I am not your leader. I am your brother. Leaders. One leader does not exist, but thousands do. You see? Every time you hit the follow button, think leader button. Every time you see the like button, think appreciate. I appreciate you. Right? I used to sell Hape. I definitely I used to take Hape a lot until it started messing with my nostrils. I had to chill with Hape. I was using it too much of a crutch. So I had to I got so much Hape in this house right now, I'll give some away. I got too much Hape. You know what I mean? But yeah, I used to have Hape ceremonies. Participate. I used to administer Hape. Family. Yep. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to enjoy y'all night. I hope you enjoy your night. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Until the next video, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.